Well, there's an article that came out recently about the census last year, and it showed for the first time since 1960, Mississippi had a population decrease. It wasn't a huge decrease, but it did go down instead of going up, which is normally the trend over time. So that begs the question, is Mississippi dying? Are people just leaving the state? Is it not the place to move to now? What about the area here locally? Are there areas that growing? If there are, what's keeping them alive? Why are people moving to those areas? All that and more we're going to talk about in this video. What's up, everybody? My name is Jared Laster. I'm a realtor of Keller Williams right here in the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. And if you're new to the channel, what we're doing here is we're giving you information about the area, taking you out, showing you around. If that's what you're looking for, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button and click the bell just below the like button. And you know, if you're somebody who really is that person who's thinking about making a move here to the area, take all that one step further. You gotta reach out to us. People are doing it now, just every week, multiple times a week. We love it. We can't wait to help you make the move here to the Jackson Metro. So you gotta go ahead, call us, text us. You can DM us, email us, whatever you gotta do to get in touch with us. You can even break out your megaphone. Okay, really, y'all, you know, it don't matter how you get in touch with us, just as long as you do it, because we've got your back moving here to the Jackson Metro. Now in this video, you know, you're maybe, by the intro, you're thinking, all right, should I move to the Metro? Are people leaving? Is anybody moving to the Jackson Metro? Well, I can confirm for you, yes, people are moving here to the Jackson Metro area. It is one of the few areas in the state that is growing. A lot of the areas are not. A lot of those are sparsely populated, more rural areas, which this is a trend that you're seeing all over the country. People are leaving the rural areas, moving to those more centralized city areas, and Mississippi's no different. You're seeing that in a lot of the more rural counties in the state, but you do have some areas here that are growing. But I want to get on the computer here. I want to show you this article. I want to kind of jump around the state so you can see those areas that are growing. See all around the state, the areas that are growing. We're going to focus on the Jackson Metro, look at the places that are growing here, and I want to show you some data to kind of give you an idea of why people are moving to the areas that they are moving to. So let's go ahead and get back there on the computer. I'm going to pull this up, got a few things to run through, and hopefully give you a better idea of what's going on. All right, y'all, here we are. We flipped it around. We're on the other side of the room now, and we're looking at the computer screen here. This is the article I was talking about, referencing this census here, and looking at the change since 2010 going to 2020. This is preliminary data of this article, which this article did come out on May 25th, 2021. So we'll see how that holds up. I think they're probably pretty accurate on it though, so we'll see. But you can see here, the first population decrease in 60 years for Mississippi there. Right here, the population at 2,961,279 million people there. That's a weird way to write that. 2,961,279 people there, which a decrease of 6,018 since 2010. And so you can see there, that's the first decrease since 1960. Only 3 states saw a decline over the previous 10 years at that 2020 census. But let's get down here. I want to show you here on the map. So this will show you percentages. And I have some more data to kind of back this up, because percentages don't tell you everything. You know, a county out here in the Delta that may not be a very populated county, losing, you know, even 14%. 14% may not be that many people, you know, just in comparison to the state overall. So let's look here at, we'll start at the top. Right here on the north side, DeSoto County, that's where South Haven is, basically bordering Memphis, essentially part of the Memphis metro area up there. That area is seeing some growth. A lot of these lighter blue here, you can see all those are pretty close to neutral. Most of them, you know, the lighter they are, the more they're going to be in the negative. The Delta there, seeing a lot. And now that whole area is where you see a lot of the loss there, you know, 17%, 12%. 10%, 11%, you know, and so that is concerning, and you'll see that. That's a whole nother topic for another day about the Delta out there, but you see a lot of loss out there in population. But you see the growth there in DeSoto County, see the growth here in Lafayette and the Tupelo area, so that's going to be Oxford, where Ole Miss is, and Tupelo, Mississippi area there in northeast Mississippi. And then a little bit of growth there in Oktibbeha County. That is where Starkville is, and Mississippi State University, home of the new national championship baseball team there, winners of the College World Series. Hail State, had to throw that in there. But you can see a little bit of growth going on there in Oktibbeha County. You know, again, pretty close to neutral in all these counties over here in East Mississippi, East Central there. You know, around the Meridian area, losing a little bit. And then down here on the coast, you're gonna see some growth there. That is one of the stronger areas growing in the state, just because you are on the coast there. So you've got, you know, a different set of amenities and things that you can do. So if you like coastal living, you can look into that down there. The Mississippi coast is not that bad. It's actually got some great stuff down there. I'm not the person really to ask about it. I don't have first-hand knowledge of it, but if you're looking into that area, I can definitely connect you with someone who can answer all of your questions in the coastal area there, if that's one place that you're considering in Mississippi. And then of course right here, the Hattiesburg, West Hattiesburg area there, seeing some growth as well. And then that brings us here to the metro area, where you can see Rankin County growing 9.44%, Madison up 11.85%, and negative 7.22% in Hinds County. So Hinds County is seeing some loss. We'll touch on that here in a little bit towards the end as to, you know, just some of the reasons why that might be. But I want to look in here to Rankin County and Madison County. What's, you know, bringing people to these areas? Are these areas that maybe you should look into moving to? So we're just going to briefly cover this. If you are not new to the channel, if you've been watching a lot of our videos, we've done plenty of content and it's already out there. Go look at the channel and see about the different cities in these areas and all the different things to do there and places to live. It's all there on the channel already. And we've got more videos that will be coming up soon where we'll be diving back into and updating some of that information and going a little deeper into different areas. So all that's coming up soon on the channel, but let's look at this here. And one thing I want to show you is, so if you pick a county like Noxubee County out here that went negative 10%, Rankin County went up almost 10%. Does that just cancel out there? Is that pretty much a net zero between the two counties? Well, not really. So let's jump over here to the Census Bureau data over here. If I go up to Noxubee County, you can see it was just 10,417 people. So losing 10% of that, it's only about 1,000 people. Over here in Rankin County, however, you can see population at 155,271 people. This was estimates in 2019. For some reason, the census doesn't have the updated census data, but we're going to roll with what they've got on the website here. You can see Madison there at 106,000, Hinds County at 231. It is the most populous county. So to jump back over here, when you see that negative 7% there, that would be basically the equivalent of almost 14% maybe in Madison County, just because of the difference in population. So this doesn't weight based on population, it's only based on percentages, and that's why I wanted to point this out to show this here. So when we show that Rankin County has grown by almost 10%, that's about 15,000 people, you know, about, you know, a little over 100,000, maybe 120,000. What was the population? Getting ahead of myself here, y'all. 106,000, there we go. So, you know, about 12,000 growth there, 12,000 in Madison County, 15,000 in Rankin County. You know, that's where you're seeing a lot of growth here. So why are people moving to those areas? Looking at Rankin County, some of the bigger areas, bigger cities there, Brandon, Mississippi. It's a really popular one here. This is areavibes.com. They got a nice little rundown of some different things. I want to tell you some of these I don't 100% agree on. Based on just, I mean, if you go look at other sites like niche.com for schools, for example, D+ is kind of a hard rating for Brandon, but they do that in some of these. So take all this with a little bit of a grain of salt. I just wanted to kind of give you this overall picture here for this video. But you see amenities B-. Brandon, you know, they've got like the amphitheater there, the little downtown area. Not a lot of big shopping and big things like that. Cost of living, I think they're being a little hard on that C+. I think that is probably one of the more affordable areas that you can get into, but there are some newer, more expensive developments in there as well. So maybe they're just looking at an average and not kind of weighting it for the fact that you can get in there. Do that. You can also find rentals there in Brandon. Crime though, very great, very low, A+ there. So that's what you got in Brandon. Flowood, another really popular area. You can see they've got a livability score there at 82 out of 100 there on the livability, so they're exceptional. Cost of living is probably pretty accurate there. It is one of the more expensive areas within the metro. Crime, I feel like they're being hard here. If you watch the channel, you know I live in Flowood. I don't hear hardly of anything going on ever crime related, but I'm sure it happens. You have crime everywhere. So I can't really speak to that. I try to find data, but it's hard to come by some of these to really get some good statistics. Employment, this I feel like is really out of date. I think you can find a job. If you want a job, you can get it here. Just about everybody, everywhere you look, they're hiring, and wages have come up. They're paying pretty good compared to what they used to pay. And schools, again, I think they're really being hard on these schools, you know. So you can see Flowood there. I don't want to stick into these too much. Pearl, you got a great cost of living there, a B+. They're rating it pretty low on housing and schools. Pearl, again, if you go over to niche.com, is going to be rated pretty highly for their schools. Housing, you know, there are, I guess there's the stereotype locally of trailer parks in Pearl. There are really nice newer developments there as well. You've also got great shopping options. I guess that's why you've got the A+ on amenities, because you've got the outlets there. You've also got the Mississippi Braves in Pearl. Cost of living there, I did a video not too long ago about how you could get a great value in Pearl. So you can see the user ratings given it a B-. I think these are harsh, especially the schools for sure. I think they're not considering some of the better options there. Maybe you know, this is a national website, but I'm trying to give you local insight to what's going on actually here, not just read off to you the website. Madison, as far as livability, Madison's always rated as one of the best cities in Mississippi. Cost of living is probably accurate again. They're the most expensive area, or they're going to have the most expensive areas that you can move to in the metro area. They've also got some places where you can find homes under $200,000. So cost of living really not that bad, because I mean everything else, you know, taxes are very low. You know, just things are not that expensive compared to what they are in some other places. Housing, they're probably giving them an F here because you cannot find rentals. They do not exist in Madison, or at least when it comes to apartments. There are rental houses, but they are expensive. You're going to pay a lot to rent a house in Madison. And again, you do have some of the higher, you know, costs there. So I can see that. Crime basically doesn't exist, as they're saying here. You do have a little bit. I'll click it and show you. This is 2019 data. 269 property crimes, only 10 what they're calling violent crime, robbery and assault. Again, nothing really more serious than that, thankfully. Let's click over to Ridgeland. Ridgeland, just south of Madison. It's kind of bordering between Madison and Jackson. Yeah, these are places here. So those are all the places that are growing. You know, you can see that Madison County and Rankin County, they're growing. You can see they've got pretty good ratings here overall. The ones, and again, these are kind of harsh, but you can see that by and large, even though I'm kind of telling you I'm adjusting these a little bit, they're not that bad. That's what's really bringing these here. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, it's the cost of living being very low. Even, you know, you see back in Pearl, you got a B+, C+ there. You're really not doing that bad in any of these on cost of living, except for maybe Madison, but even Madison has good affordable options. If you look over now at Jackson, you can see why. If people are moving from outside the area, they're seeing things like this, and it's probably not the area that they're gonna choose to move to. Now, I've done other videos about the worst things in Jackson and things to avoid. And you might, if you've watched those videos, if you haven't, definitely recommend go check it out. But if you've watched those videos, you know it's really kind of you get a bad picture of Jackson if you're not there on the ground. There are actually some really great areas there. Some really just unique homes that you can get there in a lot of the different neighborhoods. And not just the popular neighborhoods too. So you'll hear a lot of Belhaven, Eastover, Fondren. You've also got some other areas, you know, on up Old Canton Road there in kind of the northeast Jackson area. You've got some places northwest Jackson, like Woodley over there, Woodhaven. Some great homes in that area too. And they don't get talked about as much. So, and they don't have high crime rates there. You know, you get bad crime because parts of the city, just like any major big city, is gonna have crime. So you do get the rating there, but these, like I said, it's kind of skewed, but you see stuff like this. This is what's hurting you. But you do have great cost of living there. You do have great amenities. But I think the schools here is what's really hurting. They are suffering from some issues with the schools, some of the schools in the Jackson area, just because of really, mostly due to lack of funding there in the schools. So that is an issue. That's what's probably stopping you from that. And then the perception of crime being in the city, even if it's not that bad. Employment, I still think you can find a job. If we look right next door in Clinton, they've got a lot better ratings. Again, harsh on the schools. They're known to have great schools. Go look at any other website, they're rating them high on schools. But you can see these areas that are growing, which even Clinton would be growing, even though it's in Hinds County. But Brandon, Flowood, Pearl, Madison, they're all growing because they've got lower cost of living, good amenities, and great schools, even though this website doesn't really think so. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what's drawing people to the area, and these areas are growing, and they're growing by leaps and bounds. New developments coming up all the time. But the state, the state did lose a little bit. I'm here to tell you, there's still a lot to be found. A lot of great amenities, great neighborhoods, great restaurants, great schools. All that is here. Not even just in Hinds or not even just in Madison and Rankin County, but also in Hinds County too, even though it did see some losses. I think that perception that Jackson has now, unfortunately, is hurting it. So that's where we are. I hope this helped out some. So let me flip it back around and we'll wrap it up. All right, y'all, I hope that really helped you get a better picture of what's going on here with the population changes in the state, where people are moving to, and what's bringing them there. If it did help you out, I'd love it if you go down there and hit that like button. It really helps get this information out to more and more people with the YouTube algorithm. We really appreciate it. Of course, if you like this kind of information, you want to see more about the area, you want to see the area, you want to go out and see things like vlogs and driving tours. We do all that here. Make sure you get down, hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and you'll get notified when those videos come out. And we've got them coming out every single week. And of course, if you are that person who really is thinking about making a move here to the Jackson, Mississippi metro area, take it all one step further. You gotta reach out to us, call us, text us, DM us, email us, whatever you gotta do. Even if you got to go out and break out your megaphone. No matter how you do it, just as long as you do, because we've got your back moving here to the Jackson Metro. Thank y'all for watching this one.